I'm gonna start with, actually we'll start with the 90-90. Let's start with that 90-90 here. Drop over, stretch the hip, push up, push forward, slowly drop down. Again, if you guys want to mute this after a while, you guys can. You guys can just watch me as we work through it, turn on some music, or at least get some music going on in the background as well. You don't have to follow through with the music. Oh, you don't have to follow through, just listen to my voice in silence. We're gonna go one here, we're gonna go one more and one more. So we're gonna go one on each side. Again, don't let those hands touch the ground. Keep those hands nice and high in the air. You don't wanna let that, you don't wanna take away from your learning of hip control by lifting your hands up off the ground. We're getting the spine flat here, opening up, cranking, bringing it up. As we're doing that, my left side here is not lifting, so my left leg is not lifting. I'm pressing down, same thing on the other side, left leg is not lifting, right leg is not lifting. Right ankle here, this right ankle is pushing hard into the ground to make sure I stay that, I'm not rotating, I'm not diving in. I'm trying to stay nice and stable, so I pull up and I switch to the other side, okay? Let's go, oh, we forgot to quickly do, let's do a little bit of foam rolling, a little bit of soft tissue work with the lacrosse ball under your foot. Let's get that going here because I want to make sure we get that bottom of the foot released. Let's turn back and forth here. Same thing on the other side. Rotating back and forth. You'll notice I'm speeding through this thing a little bit quicker than I normally do. We got a lot to cover today in terms of stability, and we did enough mobility stuff yesterday and soft tissue stuff yesterday, recovery stuff yesterday, so we should be pretty fresh today. We should be pretty good to go. Getting inside of that leg, remember to get inside, get the inside portion of that foot so that you can get anything on the inside, any tension on the inside, you want to release that. Same thing on the other side. Let's go back and forth a bit, gradually inching closer to the heel every time. If you've been doing this every single day and doing it again a second time at night, you'll notice huge differences by now in terms of stability, in terms of work through the foot. Same thing on the other side there, breaking on the inside. Start noticing, differences in improvements in soreness and sensitivity on the inside of the foot, okay? So, there. We did the first two lower body things, lower body mobility exercises. We're gonna get through the upper body here. So, from the side again, we're gonna get a Buddha, grabbing the shins, pull the chest up nice and tall here. Hands behind you, stay as tall as you can, reaching up. We're gonna go for 5 here, nice and slow. So as you're going to reach, I want you to almost try to pull backwards, so that you can make sure that you're actively trying to get into that nice range. This is one of those ones that a lot of people we just kind of sit down and just kind of go through the motions. You really want to go and reach for it. It might be sensitive, it might be tight. It's okay, it's normal, we've got to do that to work through these areas. Extend nice and tall, rotate here, making sure that you get that breath going. As per usual, when we get into the aggressive circuit stuff, I'm gonna pop off the, leave the mic on? Oh, okay, the mic's not on. Almost forgot. Almost not have the mic off here. We gotta make sure that we get, I'm gonna take off the headset so you guys aren't gonna hear me panting the entire time. And last one here on this side, rotating. Good, okay. So let's quickly get an activation in here. Probably a little late bringing up the mat, but I'm gonna do it regardless. Let's get a hip bridge in. So we're gonna go single leg hip bridge. Let's go for 10 on one side, 10 on the other side. Drop the heel in there, head back, and as we push through, make sure that knee's driving back. You've got a nice tight core. You got that bracing going on. If you guys are wondering when I talk about bracing, if you guys want to master that bracing and understanding where it is, posted something on YouTube on how to master home workouts. 10 seconds here, and then we'll go for 2 reps. I talk a bit about the bracing effect and what it does and why it's important, and how to really understand how to get that proper bracing in so that you're not allowing
you're not allowing that hip to change in position. You really want that hip, 10-second hold, guys. You really want to make sure that this bracing allows the hip and the ribs to stay in the right place. If these two stay in the right place, there's a high chance that you'll be able to get that core, that hip and the musculature that you want to fire. Anything short of that is really going to be problematic for you because you're going to be teaching yourself poor movement, poor mechanics, poor, functional patterns in your body. We want to avoid that. We want you to learn how to contract, move everything at the right time, the right way. So, next one here, this is a precursor because we're going to use this through the workout. I just want to get a basic full body activation here. So let's get that shoulder up, brace the core, 30 seconds here. Actually, we'll go for 15. We're going to cover this in a couple of seconds. So we're going to do stability for the low body. So I'm going to run through it quickly to show you guys what we're going to be doing. It's going to be a lot of elastic work. Bracing on the elastic, foot, transition of the weights, foot patterns, different things. So many different things we're going to be covering today. A lot of it we've seen. Some maybe we haven't seen. Some of you guys have seen it. Some of you guys haven't. But it's very much just getting our body in the right position. Yeah, 30 seconds. Okay, so let's get the mat away here. We are going to start with the elastic. So very quickly here. Remember, foot position. Foot is basically where everything's going to be coming down to. If your foot's in the right place, we're going to have a higher chance of making sure that everything is going well and everything's moving well in the body. Foot position is really important for this exercise. If your arch is collapsing, you've got no chance of getting this exercise. So, quick review here. Wide stance, toe goes into the ground, nice high arch. You're drawing it back by sliding your toes towards your heel, getting a nice high arch. As we're doing that, the knee's coming out, weight is getting shifted back towards the butt. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go quickly. We're going to go 15 seconds out, 15 in and outs. We're going to go 15 squats. And then what we're going to do is we're going to hold it, brace the core, arch is high. We're going to transfer to one side, transfer back to the other side. When I transfer my weight, my arches are staying high, okay? So we're going to go through that 3 times, take a 30-second break between each. Ready? Okay. Actually, I don't even know if you guys are ready, but we're starting anyway. So, arches, toes down, separate the knees. Let's go for 15 seconds. I don't really care if you put your hands here on the back, on your waist, in front of you stabilized. It doesn't bother me. Either way is really important. Either way doesn't really matter. You want to make sure that you're at least making sure that your hip, core stays in, and your weight distribution is proper. You're not shooting over the toes. You're not too far leaned over. You're getting a nice athletic stance. From this position, you should be able to really explode up and get a nice jump in. Okay, so let's go. Same position. We're gonna go 15 in and out. So making sure that when we do this, we're focusing on the arches. We're not allowing our arches to collapse in. Arches stay stable, pushing up, nice and easy. So we're keeping the focus on a nice high arch. Knees are coming in. We're gonna feel it more in the external glutes here. If you don't feel in the butt, so a quick way to do that, I should probably mention this a couple of episodes ago, but a couple of workouts ago, I keep saying episodes. I think it's because I'm filming, it throws me off. You're gonna be tapping your butt. Just keep poking it. If you notice I'm poking my butt back and forth to the side, what I'm doing is I'm just sending a signal to my brain to kind of draw some attention onto that area to make sure that I'm still getting some nice, I'm getting the nice contraction that I want. Let's go stand up straight here, and we're gonna go for 15 squats. So, I'll show you guys from the side what I'm looking for. When I'm going for that squat, knees are staying wide. It's basically this position, we're just dropping deeper. So I'm coming down nice and easy, and coming back up. I'm gonna go for 15. As we go through it, notice that I'm not like sprinting out of the bottom. The reason I'm not sprinting out of the bottom for this exercise is because I wanna make sure that my knees are gonna wanna keep shooting. As I come up, if you notice, my knees quickly fell back in, and I wanna make sure that I keep that distance and separation the whole time. So if you're struggling with just trying to keep that knee separation, you wanna make sure that when you're doing it, you're taking your time, okay? It's all about being patient on it and taking your time going through it. That was a little quick. I'll do one more just for good measure. Okay, it's about 15. here, coming off to the side. Separation here. As I throw myself to the side, my foot stays stable. That's what I'm really trying to focus on here. Making sure that my feet stay nice and packed. So, bracing the core, not allowing anything to shift. Stabilize, toe pushes into the ground. Same thing on the other side. I'm shifting back and forth, stabilizing. I say 15. If you did 12, if you did 13, 14, doesn't matter. As long as you're doing them equally on both sides. The reason why I don't really care is, and I picked 15, is if I tell you to do 15, as long as you do 10, I'm happy. But if I tell you to do 10 and you do 5, that's a huge difference. So I want to make sure that we're actually getting through this entire workout properly, and we're really starting to get the right effect that I want out of this, okay? So, that was the first set. Second set, this is what we're adding. We did this, hold it. We let both knees drop in, right? After this, what we're gonna do is one leg drop in, pull it out, next leg drops in, pull it out. We're gonna separate, okay? So what I want us to work on today is dissociation. We spoke about it a bit yesterday. Keeping the core on, keeping the hips on, keep the hips in the same place. So as you notice here, I don't rotate, I don't shift, I don't dive in and duck in, my hip doesn't rotate, I don't get any swaying. I'm really able to drop one knee in, hold the other knee stable, this leg drops in. Same thing though, my arch stays up, my toe stays up, okay? Let's take another 15 seconds here. Quick little break, and then we'll fly through it again, making sure that we're getting a nice, you should start feeling the hips already. I don't know about you, but I'm just starting to feel my hips warming up here. So again, the reason why we're doing this stabilization stuff is I really want us to learn how to stay packed on our feet, stabilize the hips. And this is actually not super easy to do. So if you have some bands, this is a really good way. I brought the elastic a little further down to make it a little bit more challenging. So let's go, 15 seconds here. Nice high arches. I'm actually focusing on separating my feet as well. So you can even try lifting up your toes, your small toes, and then placing them back in the ground. Gain some awareness of what it feels like for your toes to be up, toes not to be up, okay? From here, let's go down. We're going for 15 squats. I don't know, people put the elastic below their knee. It feels so uncomfortable right now. Just feels like my tendons are getting smacked in. I'm so much more comfortable with it just above. It's actually significantly lower. I'm gonna come on, see what that feels. Yeah, I feel way more. I don't know about you guys, but if you guys have tried this, I feel so much more when it's just above my knee. We're scrapping that forever. That's never gonna happen again. Right above the knee, I feel so much more. We're sticking to it. It's decided. So from there, back down into that position. Let's go. Both legs in, pull out. So if you notice, I'm not coming into here. I'm not trying to touch my knees together. It's just gently coming in, moving out. What I'm trying to do is make sure that I'm getting some movement in and out of that range. I'm just kind of gently oscillating back and forth. I'm slowly moving that in, pushing out hard. From the side here, you'll notice that my spine doesn't rotate. I don't let my spine roll as I bring my knees in. Spine stays nice and straight as I come out. Just keep that nice back position. If you want to put one hand on your back to make sure your spine isn't moving, that's even better. Try to get that nice reverse T, no hip. You're gonna get that out of this next one. So what we're doing with this one is get the spine, get the hip, line them up so as I move, I don't lose that reverse T when my hip drops, right? Or when I get this little sag. So what I wanna do is in one side and the other side. We're going for 15 per side here. Notice it's just a small movement in, same thing. When I'm doing it on this side, I want to see if my spine is shifting as I move. It's basically understanding how to really move each segment of your body without the rest having to make up the difference. Okay, that's about 15. Last one here. Side, keeping that
Arch nice and tall. If you want to make this more challenging, go further out. Take your time as you switch. So we're not pendulum, just flopping. Take your time, transition. Take your time, transition. If you take a little bit more time when you're doing this, you're actually going to be more aware of which hip muscles are firing. Because when we're doing this one, we want to make sure that we keep our hip really extended. We don't want to let the hip bend. So when I'm doing it, I'm not here doing it. I'm standing up straight and doing it. So that way, I'm not allowing myself, if my hips drop, I'm going to get anterior hip going the whole time. I want to go out to the side and back. So I'm going to get a different set of muscles firing as I do that one. If I keep myself going nice and straight. Okay. I'm actually going to switch off this elastic. This thing's killing my hip. I'm going to go down just a touch to this last one. Same thing, same set all the way through. We're adding in one other exercise right at the end. Right at the beginning. So at the beginning, what we're going to do, get the elastic on. You still got, let's say another 15 seconds here. We're going to go to our side, pack the elbows, get a nice side plank. We did this one yesterday. We're going to square off the feet, straighten out the hip, prop up, right? Okay, let's get it going here. We're going to go for 10. We won't go 15, we'll go for 10. We'll switch everything to 10. I want to keep some of the volume for the next set of hip exercises we're going to do. We're going to take a minute break after this set, after the circuit. We're going to do a second hip circuit. So I want to give you guys a little bit of a chance to rest up. And I think that's 10, close enough. Again, I'm going to miss all these talking as I'm doing. I'm trying to explain some stuff to you guys. So I apologize if I miss in a couple of these sets, a couple of the reps here. Same thing here. I'm coming down slowly and I'm opening up. I'm not allowing myself to drop and come up. I'm really trying to keep that nice alignment the whole way. So as I'm doing that, pay attention to the shoulder. I'm not sagging. I'm not compressing the shoulder. My shoulder's jamming away. I'm getting a nice structure here the whole way through. So if whatever's not firing, the rest of it has to be locked in and holding on tight. Because this is not like a very dynamic movement. I'm not transitioning. I'm not changing body position. So everything has to pack. And even then, when you are doing a transition, taking a shot, rotating with an elastic, whatever it is, the second my weight transfers to a joint, I want that to be able to pack in as I'm moving so that I'm getting as little energy loss as I possibly can. If you start losing structure, everything starts collapsing when you're shifting weight and not allowing that nice flow, the first thing that's gonna happen is you're gonna start losing energy, become a much less efficient player, much less efficient mover, and you're gonna notice your numbers are not gonna be that great in the gym. It's gonna be a lot of it's gonna be attributed to your ability to really control that. Okay, let's go. Oh, sorry, squats, we'll go with the squats, sorry. 15 of these. Okay, from there, we're gonna go knees in, knees out, okay? Let's go down here, half squat, both knees in, both knees out. Okay. Notice I'm coming out, taking a couple of seconds. What I don't want to do is get so fatigued that I literally can't even stabilize the joints anymore, you know? I want to make sure that I'm getting nice movement here. I'm getting the right muscles to contract. There's that fine line and that beautiful balance between, you know, hard and too much. So we want it to be difficult. If it's too much, the first thing, notice that when I'm doing this, saw that leg drop.
So you're noticing that I'm getting a little fatigued there, so my technique's kind of going out the window. And the second the technique goes out the window, we like to get into, it's a really tricky area amongst training that players love to push for that side steps, yeah. A lot of athletes love to go and get that full maximum failure, that burn, that intensity. Forget athletes, anybody that goes to the gym, if you're getting really competitive, you're really looking for that excessive, exhausting exercise. And, it feels great. You're pushing yourself, that rush of being able to push yourself feels fantastic. Problem is, when we do it, our technique goes out the window. And the thing about technique going out the window is that it's not the injury that's going to be happening 13 seconds after that I'm really worried about. Knee pain is something I can get rid of pretty quickly. Shoulder pain, something I can get rid of pretty quickly. But teaching bad mechanics, knowledge, movement, poor movement, wow. Your awareness has to be so much better just to be able to manage that huge difference. So when we're doing this, core tight, hips tight, everything has to be about making sure that my stability and my technique and every one of my movements doesn't change. That's about it. All right, let's take a minute rest here. We're gonna need the elastic. I'd recommend going with the lighter one because we're gonna be doing a little bit more stability stuff. We're not gonna need our elastic not right away. We're gonna use it, but keep it on hand because we're gonna start adding to it. You will need your 5 or 10 pound plate, 5 or 10 pound dumbbell. If you have anything, if you don't have 5 pound dumbbell, like honestly anything that's about 5 pounds that's small enough that you could really, transfer, swing around, move around you, it's perfectly fine. 10 pounds is not great, it's a little bit excessive for this one, but it'll do if that's all you have. Roller is up there. Just destroyed a plant. Oops. Clean that up before my sister sees it. That one took a beating. So what you'll need to do is roller, plate. We're gonna need our elastic for this one as well, okay? Take another 30 seconds and we'll jump right back into this one. All right, so 3 exercises here. First one, the plate, toe into the ground, arch nice and high. This is what we're doing. Stand back here so we can see it. Now we're good here, we can see it. Okay, perfect. So from here, all I'm doing is get into a nice loaded stance. I'm gonna show you all 3 of them. Start with the first one here, just take a look. All you're doing is giving your arm behind, wrapping it around, coming back in front of you, stopping, coming back around the other way, okay? So what I'm doing from the front, I'm looking to see if my hip opens up. We get an open hip, we're losing everything. Hips gotta stay nice and tight, nice and shut. So if you close the hip and you keep it there, you'll get those hip muscles to work. So we're gonna go for 5 each way, 5 back and forth each side. Second exercise, our upper body doesn't move, lower body moves. Get the elastic around right above the knee. When the elastic gets around the knee, you can either use a roller if you want to. You don't have to use a roller if you don't have a roller, or if it's too high, or this roller itself is too high. Grab a weight, grab a ball, put something on the ground. As we did yesterday, feet are separated. You're getting about 3 foot widths away, between 2 to 3, let's say. Your heel, back of the heel's right up above it. From here, what we're doing is we're getting into our low stance, tightening up the hip, closing it up, bringing it in one way, bringing it back the other way. What I'm doing is I'm not allowing myself to do that. Once my foot opens up, keep the foot turned in. Third exercise we're gonna be doing from there,
Elastic comes off, grab the weight again, and instead of doing basically around, what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be coming up and then switching fast to the other side. Switching fast to the other side. Switching fast to the other side. That extra oscillation, first you gotta make sure you grab your weight. That extra swing is gonna really challenge that knee, throw it in and out. We're gonna do 2 rounds of that one. We'll keep it a little shorter and we're gonna get right into the workout after. So, let's grab our weight, let's get going here. So we're going for 5 around, nice and stable, going around one way. Notice that I'm going really wide, okay? If you want to go wide, you can. If you feel it's too hard, go a little narrower. Go smaller around you. That's 3, 4. You can progressively get bigger. Here, that's 4. All the way around. And then that's 5. And we're gonna switch sides here. Same thing, opening up. 1 here. Let's go. 2, 3, 4, last one here, 5, and 5. Beautiful. Switching it out. Grab the elastic, grab your roller. Elastic just above the knee here. Slide it back. And from here, same thing, 5. We're going up around, 5 one way, 5 the other way. Notice that I'm trying to keep my knee pointing in towards my midline as I do this, okay? If my knee comes back, if my knee opens up, I'm taking away from this hip, right? And that's what I want to move away. I want to make sure that we're getting this stability. The whole purpose of the foot is so that as we swing our feet around, if something changes, this load doesn't change. We don't change how we handle on this side. This moves independently. And that elastic, going for 5 again, that elastic provides a little bit of that internal tug that we want to avoid, or that we deal with. So, making sure that we get that nice internal pull the whole way through. Okay, good, that's about 5. How much time do we got here? Oh, almost done. Okay, last one here. Elastic off. Back to the weight. And let's go here, stable. Then we'll go up, 5 back and forth. Okay, shake it off, switch sides here. Same thing, nice arch control as you go through it. So I'm bringing my other hand up. This is allowing me to gain some stability on it. The beautiful thing about that exercise, 30 seconds here. Beautiful thing about that exercise is you get some stability in the hip, and that opening up, if you keep your chest nice and tall, slide in a little bit of shoulder movement that you're looking for. That little bit of shoulder movement that we want is really important as well. So we get a little bit of shoulder stability added too. We're gonna go back to it in a couple seconds. If you guys aren't feeling the hips burning right now, gotta work on tightening that core. Core is gonna be where it's at. Position and placement over the foot. We want that nice equal pressure. I'm gonna do less reps here so that you guys can understand. 5 circles around each way, 5 around the roller, and then 5 back and forth, okay? Count it out yourself. I'm gonna talk you guys through this just a touch more as we go through it, because I want you to pay attention to some things as we're going through. So, let's grab our weight, let's go through it again. So in this exercise here, if you feel like you need a little bit more resistance, or sorry, you need to be a little bit easier for you because you're struggling to really understand how to stabilize it. Back toe hits the ground, okay? Just the back toe. The reason I want the back toe to hit the ground is if I'm here, I know that if I put weight backwards, my toe's gonna start hurting. This is just a touch. It's like when you're trying to balance and you just touch something just to gain a little bit of balance. Switch feet here. So if I just touch the ground, it makes it a lot easier for me, but I'm still loading that front leg a bit, but I can just as easy lift off. And that's a quick test to know if you're in the right position. When that toe lifts off, if your whole body changes, if your whole body has to sway back and forth, you're in the wrong place. Okay, last thing, back on. All right, stack it up, gain here, here we go. Back and forth, 5 each way. So, what you want to do is you want to get yourself far enough ahead that your leg doesn't come in front of you, okay? You want to keep it behind you the whole time. At least to start, that's going to keep you in this forward, that's going to keep, let's bring it back here so you guys can see that. If I stay here, I'm getting that nice forward leaning position. If I come back too far, when I go here, to be able to bring it up is really challenging. So to start a little bit favorable for you. It's about being able to master this exercise, not just do it as hard as it could possibly be done, right? Like, we all want to be able to do a one-arm push-up, but if you can't do it with 2 hands properly, well then, you're clearly not on the right path. You want to make sure you're able to do it super well before you can start making it more challenging. Okay, that's about 5 again, half counted. All right. Let's grab our weight, and we're going back and forth, nice and quick. Here, let's go. Same thing with this one. If you need it, let yourself, almost lost the weight there. Let yourself go with that toe on the ground to gain some work out of it. Because if you're struggling to turn the hip in, that back toe is going to allow you to plant and turn, really get that hip to turn in. So make sure that you do it in a position that's going to allow you to get the right sensation out of the hip. I'd rather you do it with toe on the ground, really feel the hip, and toe not on the ground, and feel nothing. Just feel that quad burn, which is great, but now we're looking forward to this. Okay, 30 seconds here, then we're going to a bigger circuit. We're going to go through a little bit of a circuit that's going to incorporate some lower body, upper body, core, okay? 9 exercises, we're only going to do 3 rounds, okay? We'll do 3 nice rounds, make it relatively quick. So what we're going to do is, we're going to do bear clocks. I'll show you the first exercise. You guys can rest. Just take a quick peek over here. I'll like sit out a couple of reps here and just kind of make it easy. So here, we're going out to the side, here, and back. When we're doing this, remember, shoulders, push out. Same thing here, 1, and then back. Second exercise. Elastics off to the side here. It's a single leg, it's almost like called a king deadlift. Basically what I'm doing is standing on one leg, arches nice and tall, hip turned in, dropping, tapping, and coming back up, okay? We're gonna go for 10 each side. Next one we're doing, it's my favorite, get a quick little cardio with burpees. I don't need to do one, I think everyone knows what burpees by now. I want chest to ground, up in the air, we're gonna go for 5. Okay, so I'll call out the reps here for everything as we go through. 4th exercise, bear elastics around the knee. So bear position, here, on the ground, same thing, push away, brace the core, legs separate, legs come back in. So from the front here, legs separate, legs come back in. They open up and they come back in. It's gonna get a little challenging on the shoulder because you're gonna be stacking it in the entire time, which becomes a little bit more challenging, okay? 5th exercise, last thing is a little bit higher here, separate, and we're just gonna go for what we did at the beginning of the warm-up. Squats, with elastic. Next one here, we're doing core bear plank. Your knees bent, roll up. If you don't have a ball, if you don't have the stability ball with you, grab your roller. Toss that back there. Shake the bottom of the minute. Here, there, you're gonna be on your knees here, and we're just gonna hold it, okay? If you want to, slide back and forth 10 times. Making sure it's not a full range here. Come back. It's just gentle movements. The core stays on, shoulder stays pushed away. Does that make sense? 6th exercise, push-up rotations. Down here, here, and opening up. When you open up, completely flat. Drop down, push, 10 total, okay? Cross behind lunges. Number 8, cross behind lunges. Drop down here. Same thing, nice and easy, drop down. Packing my leg up as I do this one. And then the last one here, we'll need your roller. If you don't have a roller, do it on a chair. Just lock a chair right underneath your heels. We're here, coming up here, legs up, 10%. You'll need your hands on the side to brace and stabilize. If you notice, my body's completely straight. I'm not allowing myself to sag on this one, right? So, I'm gonna take a 10-15 second break, turn off this, check to see the audio is working, put on some music, and we will get going. So you guys should be able to hear me. Let me check to see if the audio is working. Yeah, you guys can hear me. Perfect. How we doing on time here? Awesome. Okay. Let's grab some water. Bring a pen over to count these reps. Okay, let's go. Bear crawl, bear clocks. Ready? Crank your music on if you want to. All right. Starting 5. Down at the bottom, we're going 3 each side. So 3 positions, 3 times each side. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Back, side, forward, up. Notice I'm not planting hard. I'm really taking my time going through this. I think I just did 4. If I did 4, it's fine. You guys can stop at 3. There you go. Deadlift, single leg deadlift here. Plant it, and let's go down, up. When you're doing this one, really focus on making sure that your foot stays stable. You don't lean, get your heels up, or get your butt back and you have to round the back. Try to pack as much as you can. If this is as low as you can go without losing the back, stay there. Okay, we're gonna build on that as the weeks go through. We're gonna build on being able to drop down to that position, not lose that hip turn, okay? That hip turns in, we wanna make sure that I'm rotating into that hip. We don't wanna lose it. So other side here for 10. All right, let's go 5 burpees here. All right, go bear, knee extensions, or knee separations here. Elastic around the knee. Press up here, and we separate. Notice that I didn't do any elastic shoulder stuff. We stopped the elastic shoulder stuff. Just for today, we're working on jamming the shoulder away, hacking the shoulder in, and getting some stability that way. Okay, stand up, 10 squats here. So making sure when I get my squats, I'm getting deep. I'm not getting here, I'm right here. Right in that sweet spot. Top of the thigh, parallel to the ground. Last one here. Good. Whew. On the ball. If you want to, keep the elastic around your knee when you're doing this one. Keep that separation. Slide in a little bit more of that. We're going for 10 of these. Slide in a little bit more external rotation. If you don't have a ball and you have a roller, you're gonna have to take it off though. It won't really make much sense, your legs gonna be too close. Unless you're using a super long roller, and in that sense you'd be okay. Hit those butts. Push-ups with rotation, elastic comes off. Here we go, let's go for 10. Last one here. 10. I think it's 10. Whew. Cross behind lunges. Right here. Drop down. As we're doing it, drop down slowly. Come back up. If you have weight, throw in weight. I don't care. If you want to do the single leg squat with weight, throw it in. Okay? It's not supposed to be super hard on the legs. It's supposed to be a little bit of like a full body stability cardio, a little bit of leg involvement, okay? Not super crazy. If it's intense, we're gonna take away from 2 days from now our lower body then, and we can really crank it up. I'm not sure where I am, but I'm gonna say 8, 9, 9, 10. If you finished earlier, on this one, so you passed me, just wait for the next exercise. If you finish the whole circuit ahead of me, just rest a little bit longer, but you might want to slow it down a bit. We're gonna go for 10, okay? Pressing through, raise up, brace the core. I'm trying to stop myself from shifting. I don't want this. Okay? Want to make sure we stay nice and stable the entire time. If you want to make it challenging, hands up. Keep your elbows on the ground. Keep yourself nice and stable. Let it make it more challenging. Too hard. Just bring your hands closer together. Bring your hands closer to. Bring your arms closer to your side, your body. It's gonna give you that difference. Make up the difference there. Okay. 1 minute rest. Grab some water, grab a towel, dry off the face. We'll be back in a couple seconds here. Good, nothing crazy. No one's dying yet. Good. "30 seconds here. Almost ready to go. 10 seconds here. Grab the elastic here. Let's go. Around the wrists, the forearms. Remember, higher, Higher is harder, higher is easier, lower is harder. Pack it up, now let's go. 1, 2, 3. If you're struggling to do it, bring it up higher. Get the exercise done beforehand. Done, down, single leg, king deadlifts here. Here we go, plant the leg, and let's go. If you want to take weights, 5 pounders, 10 pounders, that's fine. If you've got heavier, go heavier. I don't mind. But again, try not to kill your legs. We want to be able to save them for Monday where we can put in some solid work. I don't want Monday's workout for legs to go down the drain because your legs are exhausted. There's no point. That's Notice I'm trying to keep this leg going in the same straight line. I'm not allowing it to cross behind me. Crossing behind me means my hip opened up. It means my knees diving in. I want to keep myself turned. Eye on the prize, straight ahead. Keep it nice and tight. 5 burpees here. There, elastic separations here. Same thing going for 10. Right around the knees. If you want to go up on the elastic tension on this one, go for it. Make it a little bit more challenging. Press away, here. Ten. Grab your ball, grab your roller. Elbows on there. We forgot our squats. Gotta go back. If you guys did the squats good, jump to the roller, jump to the ball, roll out. If not, join me with the squats. Here we go. The order, not super important. Gives us a little bit of rest in the legs, but overall, not enough tension here for us to really be worrying too much about that. Good. Squats, push-up, rotational elastics, come on. Here we go. Down. 1, 2. Good. Rotations, cross behind lunges here. I'll grab 10s. I should just grab these. 10 back, 10 behind, let's go. 1. Going 10% here. If you sprinted past me, slow her down. Okay? I'm going at a very moderate pace. You don't want to be blowing past me. If you are, you're probably speeding through the exercises, not really getting it in. If anything, I'm cutting short. I think I'm done 7, 8. Let's go 8, 9, 9. There we go, 10. You want to make sure if you're passing me, you're going way too fast. Slow it back down a bit. This exercise here is a lot better if you do it on a ball than on a bench. That kind of lateral shift, really interesting for being able to make sure that you get a nice stable position. So from here, shoulders going back, I'm pulling my shoulders down to the ground, separating My arms out, keeping a nice core, stable core as I lift my legs. As I'm doing this, squeezing the butt, pushing the hamstrings down, driving the heel into the ball, trying to make sure I don't shift as much as I can, right? My feet are coming nice and tight together. They're not separated. They're nice and tight. Okay? 1 minute rest. We'll do the last one. Thirty seconds here. In front of all. Ten seconds. Let's go with the elastics here. Last one. If you want to challenge yourself, bring it a little bit lower. Let's get a nice bear elastic, bear clock here. Here we go. 6, and we're gonna come back down that same way. We're gonna come back down that same way. Here we go, here we go. Now we're going back down that same way. Same here, there. And last one here, good. All right, king deadlifts here. If you wanna grab it with weight, you can. Here we go for 10. Last one here. 10. Good. Burpees. We're going for 5 here. There. Elastics. These separations. Let's go here. Well, that means you think I know it by now. Up. Until my floors are uneven. Here you go. 10 reps. Good. Bear rollouts. Keep the elastic on for this one. Keep the elastic on for the last one. Unless you're doing a roller, obviously. Go. Push-up rotations. Obviously right now I got something in my fear exercise before the end. Whew. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one, nice and close here. 10. There we go. Cross behind. Grab your weight. Let's go. Last one here, 10, 10. 10. I might have missed some reps. Elevated leg lifts. Grab the ball. Let's go. And last one. Okay. Guys, good job. If you want to throw in a fourth set, go for it, fourth, fifth set. More than welcome. Like I said, today was stability, core, upper body stability, a little bit of cardio, nothing crazy. Yeah, nothing crazy here. Lower body, lots of stability in the hip. You know, you guys as hockey players need it, and now is that time to really build on that stability, build on that core, build on that, and just entire body stuff, you know? You need it, so if you guys have any questions, reach out, let me know. Have yourselves a great day today. Tomorrow, take a day off. Cardio today, distance again. Let's try to go, it's nice outside, let's say like a good 2-3 kilometer. Nothing crazy in terms of distance. Bring that speed up though, okay? I know some of you guys have asked me about sports watches and stuff like that. A little challenging right now, I think, to get it. I don't know how fast they'll get to you. Fitbits are pretty good now, they've gotten a lot better. You know, Polar's always been a classic. So if you guys want something from Polar, anything, even the cheaper stuff, you basically only need a heart rate monitor. Like, you guys don't need any mountaineering stuff, you don't need that intense stuff. So just Polar one would be more than fine. And yeah, so you should be good with that. We can start maybe tracking some of the heart rates here in the workout. Might be interesting as well. So see you guys next time. And yeah, stay healthy and stay safe. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.